Who's Kate?
There we go.
Hello, everyone. I am Frank Jernigan, also known as Phrancko, and I am the originator of the website Phrancko.com, where you can go and enter your own measurements or the measurements of any person you're knitting a sweater for. And you can enter the gauge of your own swatch with whatever yarn and needles you want to knit a sweater with. And the website will generate a pattern for you that is custom fit to your measurements and your gauge. So we have a meeting every week for people who are interested in the Phrancko sweater. And all of these people you see here have knitted one or more Phrancko sweaters. You are welcome to come and join us if you would like to sometime. And you don't have to have knitted a Phrancko sweater. You might just be interested in finding out what one is and how it fits and ask questions about it. That's fine too. So please do come join us or just come and knit with us and share your project with us. Hi, Wally.
Hi, Frank.
Hi, Mary.
Hello.
Hi, Joellen.
Hello.
Hi, Sandra.
Hello.
Hi, Susan.
Hello.
Hi, Jenny.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Sidra.
Hello, Frank.
Hi, Sumner.
Hi.
And hi, Cindy.
Hi, Frank.
I'm so happy you're all here today. I missed last week and I missed you all terribly.
We missed you.
You know, it's funny how much I miss everyone. When I miss, it's like, for whatever reason, I determined I was going to not be able to make it. I miss y'all a lot.
I do too. You know,
I watched your recording
so that helps.
when I
Oh,
missed last week.
Yes. And I watched it also because I then posted the recording online. And I wouldn't
Right.
do that without having seen it first.
Right.
But I was traveling, I was on a plane during the meeting last week, so I couldn't possibly tune in even for a minute. But I'm glad to be back. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Yay.
Recovering from Christmas.
Cindy, were you talking about something you'd like to share in the meeting?
I was. A couple of weeks ago, we talked about doing running markers with just using a piece of thread through your knitting that you folded from one side to the other. And so I went and watched several of Nicole's videos. It's like Knitting Nicole or Nicole Knitting but with a K. And the woman's name is Nicole Bishop. And it was really, really good. There was lots of good suggestions and good ideas for how to do things things that I didn't know, even though I thought I knew. I was really surprised. And I like the one about the markers because she talked about the thing of doing two things at once, of where you're like doing the neckline decreases are different from the other one. And so you have that so that you can count. And she showed real carefully of how you pull your knitting apart and you can see the running stitch actually in between each stitch and how that counted as each row. And so I thought it was really good.
Nice. And would you like to put her name or her YouTube channel into
I'll
the
do that. I'll
chat?
do that.
And I'll
Yeah.
add it to the description when I post the video.
When you say running stitch, do you mean the bar in between the stitches? Or...
Yes, the bar. The bar.
Okay.
Yeah, what connects the left stitch to the right stitch or however you're going along your row.
Like this one. These right here.
I can't see you.
Oh, let me spotlight her.
Yes.
Is it this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Those bars. They're really handy. Suzanne Bryant uses these magic tools, whatever they're called. Someone can help me with that. And you can use those to adjust the bars to correct sizing across a whole row, to go up and down is one thing, but how to count your stitches in the bars. So those running stitch markers, Cindy, I've used for when I have a huge cast on. And I take a long piece of
She
yarn.
was saying doing that too, that it's like you do it every like 25 stitches or whatever, so that you really only have to count that section once.
By 25s.
Right. And then
Right.
it's like, oh, then you're done. And
Yeah.
she also gave the hint that when you're starting it, that you kind of like make a little knot in the beginning and then use one of your little locking stitch markers. You can use the little light bulb ones, or you can use one like this, and you put that through your little hole of your deal and attach that to your knitting, so you're not going to inadvertently pull it out and lose it.
Right.
You can
that's
use it
good.
to
I'm gonna have
mark.
to watch that.
You can use it to mark when you're doing cables. So that's like, cable, you do your cable cross and you've got to work 6 rows or 5 rows or however many it is. And then you've used your markers that you can tell with that too. So it was really, I thought it was very good. So I found her YouTube. I'm trying to find the exact video.
Okay.
Well, thank you. Yeah, that's a lot.
It was very, very good. And she just had other stuff that were helpful. So there, okay, now I found it. Good. I'll paste it in chat.
I would like to do a monkey update.
Oh, yes.
Oh, more monkeys.
Oh my gosh. So I finished monkey number 2 Christmas morning, I think at 6:30 a.m.
Oh, wow.
But we were in Colorado and that's an hour ahead or hour behind my normal time. So it was really like 7:30. And I was resigned that if my monkey wasn't done, my little granddaughter would be just fine because I could just finish it up. I was just right at the end. I was so glad to get done with those monkeys. And I did not take a single picture. Not one.
Oh, no.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, no.
Playing with them. They loved them. They're cute as can be. We took them shopping. We went to McDonald's. They were our buddies. And I didn't take a single picture. So I'll have my daughter send us a picture. But
Oh, good.
they were so cute. But
Oh.
I monkeyed out for a while. I'm good. But my grandson wants one, and I said, sure, that's fine. But I think I'll take a few days off before I start.
And you've also made progress on the Phrancko sweater that you were knitting.
Yes.
And you sent me pictures. Let me share the pictures, if you don't mind.
Oh, no. That's what I sent for.
I think I can do that. Where did they go? Uh-oh.
Because I'm not talented enough to do that.
Oh, I lost them. That's it. Try again, Frank.
While he's looking for them, Andy, my son-in-law, tried it on and it fits him to a T. It is
Yay.
Oh, good.
gorgeous. He loves it. Now this is the picture I want to come back to. If you could go to the other.
Yes.
That's under the armpit right there. So there's Andy.
Oh, wow.
Hey,
Look at
Andy.
that.
Oh, that looks great.
Yeah.
Look at that. I think it just looks perfect.
Yep.
It looks wonderful. The shoulders are great.
Hey, they're right there.
Yeah.
Across the chest is good.
Close up, if you have it loaded, there's a close up of the shoulder.
That
Yeah.
one?
There
Look at
you go.
Oh, yeah, that's
Oh, wow.
That is so perfect.
The
Yes.
seam
That's
goes exactly where it's supposed to go, from the top of the shoulder right straight down to his underarm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The faux seam, of course. A
Mhm.
Phrancko
that's
sweater
real
doesn't have a seam there. But
That's a thing. And he loves it. And so everything was looking great until he started taking it off, and he didn't notice. But but I just saw a lot of tension underneath his armpit as we were taking the sweater off of him. So we put it back on the next day, and where the armpits, what I want to do is lengthen it about 3/4 of an inch or so before I split. I want to lower. I don't want the bottom of the armpit seam to be just right under his armpit.
I see.
Okay.
Well, I should say that's part of why the sweaters fit so well. There's not an accumulation of material there that like there
Yeah.
is in a lot of patterns.
Well, I'm
But
going
if
to have a
you
look.
want a little more looseness there, I'll tell you how you would need to do it.
That's what I need to know because I was afraid it was just too much tension on those stitches at the faux seam.
I
They were
see.
Well,
just stretched.
Sandra, I'm not sure that it would be too much tension when you get more length to the sweater and the sleeve, because what's happening right now is all that tension or pressure is just on just a very few stitches in a very few rows. When you have more, I don't think it will happen so much, and maybe not happen at all. But
Okay.
Frank could speak more to that. But it's kind of like, you know, if you just have, how many rows do you have? Like 3 or 4 maybe that you went past the underarm? If you did even that many, it's not many.
You go back to that first picture.
Not that one. That one?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
So yeah, go
that
back
one.
to the first
Okay.
one. So
Yeah, it looks like you're about 5 rows beneath the
Yeah, so not much.
arm
right. So I
closing.
didn't have much, and right where that pink, yarn is, and
Yeah.
that's that crocheted thing. Right across the pink, which I realized it was stabilized. It's not stretching at all at the pink.
Uh-huh.
And then where the blue cord holder comes
Right.
out, it was so tight when he was pulling it off.
Well, but see, when you add the sleeve, it's going to close that gap up and hold it tight. That
Okay.
that gap won't be there anymore.
Well, I wasn't worried, I was just looking at the tension.
Yeah, I understand. I can tell you how to modify it, but I'm kind of like Cindy. I really wouldn't recommend it.
Okay.
I,
I'll
I,
go,
I,
because I don't know. I don't know. So I just
Right.
yeah,
Mhm,
um,
mhm.
and he wasn't uncomfortable. Like
it,
he didn't
yeah,
mind if it's quote under his armpit. Of course, we don't want it rubbing his armpit. But
no,
No, and it's not going to.
okay.
Right. Because as a guy making a sweater like this,
Uh-huh.
in the 1980s, I made a lot of drop shoulder sweaters, a lot of gathering. And then in the 90s and the 2000s, I made a lot of raglans. I wanted to stay away from this type of construction because the sleeve was completely fitting. What I did not realize is that the better that the sleeve fits, the more you actually can move your arms and not pull up your sweater so that you're showing off your torso when you lift your arms.
Okay.
The way this set-in sleeve architecture actually functions is that because it's fitted and it's set in perfectly, now your arms can move up and down without lifting the torso of the sweater. If you drop the seam down
Mm-hmm.
and it's not fitted correctly, now when you move up and down your sleeves, now your torso goes up and down.
Pull up.
So you're almost
Wow.
better to go by the literal fit measurements, how the sweater was designed, because I
Okay.
know you did a great swatch. I was here for your swatching.
So doesn't that
So
also
your
stop it
road
from?
length is fine. It
Yes.
fits in fine. But what you don't have is that bar that we were just talking about
Uh-huh.
is not closed. So that when he's getting in and out of that sweater, it's creating a lot of tension on that
Yeah.
bar between the middle stitches and the shoulder stitches.
And that tension's not able to
That
transfer
tension's
through all of these stitches.
right.
Like,
That tension is only literally on the two connecting stitches between, rather than have it be equally around the sweater. So my opinion, just knit the sweater.
I'll just knit the sweater. I'm good.
Okay. Because I've done it.
It's
And
certainly a
it
lot
does magic.
easier.
And
I was
it
gonna,
is.
I was
Adjust
gonna,
out
I
the
was,
time.
I was gonna tell you, if you do want to lengthen it, you need to rip back all the way back until before you started what I call the diagonal recess. That's where you do increases on both the body and the sleeve. You know, you have like, I don't know how many rows you had of that, but it's usually around 8 or 10,
Uh-huh.
6, 8 or 10 rows where you're knitting, where you're increasing on the body and the sleeve.
Right.
Remember that at the end? That's let me, where am I?
It's okay. It was Joellen.
Yeah, I think
She
she
stopped it.
muted.
Hush up, Cindy.
Okay, so that is where the sleeve starts to come in under the arm, where you're adding increases on both the body and the sleeve. And so you'd have to undo those 8 or so rows as rounds as well. Get to just the end, and then you would just knit straight down for however long you needed to lower it, and then do all of that again.
Well,
So
what I'll do, I will knit it per the pattern. I'll trust the pattern. Everybody's saying, right? Trust the pattern.
Right.
And if it doesn't fit Andy, it'll fit somebody in our family.
Well,
without a
trust the pattern, and like, if you really want to do a test, okay, don't knit the whole torso, just knit down like an inch and put the sleeves on.
Well, yeah, start adding the sleeves.
Oh, he's too far. Well, I can mail it to him.
Oh no, it's not worth that. Just go ahead and do the sweater.
I'll just knit it.
Yeah.
And there's females could wear it. Whatever. We got plenty
It'll
of people.
fit them.
Under could wear
Trust it. It will work.
It
will
fits 'em.
work.
Doesn't also having the sleeve fitting better prevent it from pilling?
Yes,
Pilling?
because it doesn't rub.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yes, because there's less rub. It won't pill as much.
right.
I'm learning advantages that I didn't even know the sweater had.
you didn't know how lazy you were, right?
Well, you know me, I'm a woolly guy, and all my yarn I knit pills. And I'm fine with it.
Okay, so can we go back to the picture of Andy?
Yeah.
Sure.
Side seam,
If I
our
can
shoulder seam.
find it again.
Yeah.
I think I can. There. Okay.
I mean, just for a moment of glory.
Yeah. It is beautiful. It's very nice.
My gosh. I mean, I was nervous for him to put it on. Yeah, but look, it turned out, and then the shoulders turned out so great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Isn't it awesome?
Yeah, that's what it fits. I mean, there's no.
It's really awesome. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy how we nut up over wool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it fits.
Yeah. Oh man, I can't wait to finish it for him. He's so
And
excited.
The
Yeah.
weight is wonderful.
That yarn is I'm just so impressed with this yarn. Yeah, Blue Sky Woolstock Light is the
Very nice.
Yeah, I'd knit with that in a minute.
yeah.
Looks
so
really nice. I think it's going really well.
the tag.
Blue sky. What is it? I can read blue sky. Oh,
Woolstock.
Woolstock light.
Yeah. Okay, I'm good.
All
Yeah.
right.
Nervous Nelly here. Yeah.
Well, everybody always is on their first one. So that's why we're here. We're here to help guide you through it.
Thank goodness.
I have 1.5 squares, probably 1.25 to go on the baby blanket.
You were so close.
Gosh.
Oh, and then I can mattress stitch for a month and a half.
Good thing you love it.
It won't be that bad because I'm pretty fast at mattress stitch too. So like, I'm good.
You'll have a lot of instant gratification as you're mattress stitching it.
Oh yeah, yeah. It'll probably be like 2.5 hours of mattress stitch, but that's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little lost on how they're putting the border on because it's a rather large blanket. Like, I don't think they're using a single cord that's 5 feet long, right? So I'll cross that bridge when I get there.
Do you crochet?
Yeah.
Sometimes I just do the
I-
crochet edging to a blanket.
I thought of it. Yeah, I thought that, well, I could always crochet it. But it is a knit one. So I'm gonna try to follow the instructions. She hasn't let it down yet.
Well, the instructions for that have just been fantastic. I mean, they're so
Vol-
detailed and just lovely.
Voluminous.
Voluminous.
Voluminous. The
Voluminous.
pattern is literally like a book of its own. It's
Ooh.
ridiculous.
Yes, because it's got so many patterns in it.
Yeah.
How many squares did you say it is? 36 or something?
35 squares.
35 squares. 5 by 7, is it?
Yep. 5 by 7.
You know, you can make a cool, if you didn't want to do that whole blanket, you can make a really cool pillow.
Yeah.
Squares on both sides, something like that.
Well, and I got a lot out of it, as far as like new techniques and doing different things. So that's why I did it initially. Because initially when I got it, there wasn't a baby to make it for. And then my nephew Quentin got busy and he's having a baby.
Because you told him you were knitting one.
Yeah. It's like, I didn't mean that. No, but his wife is lovely and very happy for them. And it'd be nice to give it to them.
Yeah, that's great.
Well, what is everybody working on? Don't all speak at once.
Mary, how are you doing? You've got to be getting so close.
Did
Oh,
you
she's
say
gone.
Mary?
I did say Mary. How are you doing? You got to be getting so
like
close.
6 white rectangles.
You're very, very close. Woo,
Yes,
that's a
pretty close.
big project.
And
big
I
project.
said I might not ever do any more charity knitting.
Well, maybe next time you want to do a hat or a baby sweater. You could do a
Right.
baby Phrancko.
And then I said to my daughter when she was here, I said, you know, I was really kind of stupid. When the woman said that one rectangle wasn't correct, I should have said, well, let's just don't worry about this one. That's just one. I'll start over. Instead of doing 30 like my wrong one. That wasn't very smart.
Oh, no, you're
was it?
kidding. You're kidding. You're kidding.
No.
I didn't know you
Wasn't
did that.
smart at all.
Is that all for one blanket?
Yes,
Who's getting the one blanket?
30 squares.
I know, but who's going to be the recipient?
Oh, it's for charity knitting for Loma Linda Hospital or Crossroads, which is a organization that help women just coming out of prison.
Oh, okay, great. And will they be auctioning it?
They're all knit, yes, and it's out of acrylic so that these folks can wash it.
Oh,
No,
so
it-
someone's going to
it's
take
just
it home.
charity, Sandra. They're not
It's a
auctioning or
gift.
selling it. It's a gift to
Yeah,
the
it's a
people who
gift
need it.
to the people who need them.
That's some kind of a gift.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
about a
That's-
year's worth of work, if I remember.
Yeah.
Just about it.
It's one of those things that knitters just don't, like, people who don't knit don't appreciate
Don't get
what does
it.
it actually take to do it,
Yes.
That's right.
you know?
And didn't we used to say we knit for people who were worthy of it?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes,
Right.
knit worthy.
Knit worthy, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, my charity knitting is hats,
Mhm.
emo hats, and hats for preemie babies.
Oh,
Yeah.
At the particular hospital we knit for, when they take the babies out of their incubators for their parents to hold them, or
Yeah.
for the nurses to hold them and do the holding time, they put a little hat on their head so that they, because they lose too much heat. You know, so they're wrapped in swaddling things now. And so we do that, and we knit a few blankets too, but those are just to take for the babies to take home when they
Yes.
leave. Because so, but anyway, small. We go for something, you know, a hat the chemo hats are for adults, and that'll take you know, maybe a week, just a little bit of knitting here and there.
right. Well, now these blankets are 54 inches long and 35 inches across.
That's big.
It's a big one, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then all the seaming that's going on.
Well, now we don't have to do that. There are two other ladies in the community who like to crochet them together.
Okay.
Oh.
So
Nice.
they do all of that.
Well, that's kind of similar to a quilt. I'm putting together a pieced quilt for somebody.
Exactly.
A lot of work. Well, here is my quilt I'm making for my husband, which is my what would you call it? No stress quilt. I can knit no matter what the gauge because it just won't matter. And
Ooh, pretty.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Oh,
I
how
love them.
nice.
Well,
Oh,
that's
that's
pretty.
Cool.
Nice
And
colors.
Yeah.
Very, yes.
Oh,
Gray,
that's
white,
awesome.
nice. Yes.
so you can see it's just garter,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
garter stitch, and then once I'm done, I'm going to put it in the washing machine through one cycle and half felt it.
Mhm.
oh,
And so I'm knitting it oversized because it'll shrink up some.
yeah.
And
That's
so
beautiful.
hopefully I'll nearly be done in a couple of weeks.
Well, I've continued working on the socks that I started 2 weeks ago, and uh, I knitted a fish lips kiss heel. Is that what it's called?
You
Yeah.
got
Yep.
it.
And so I just did a little sample one to make sure I understood how it worked, and so that's what that looks like. And
Oh,
I
wow.
really like the way it looks on the sides.
Mhm.
These
Oh, yeah.
are short row turns, but they're done in such a way that the stitch, you know, if you look, the row of the column of stitches goes right over that row.
Mhm.
Why can't I get it backwards? Anyway, so
Yeah.
they're continuous right across,
Right.
as you
Mhm.
can see.
Oh, how nice.
That's cool.
And so I think it's a really nice heel.
Was it difficult?
No, it's not. It's probably they advertise it as being very simple, and I think it is.
Okay.
Once you get the idea, there's no counting. You just I can't describe it, but it is simple. It's simple
Okay.
to do. And I will put a link to the pattern for Fish lips kiss heel. That's a
Heel.
hard name for me.
That's a
That's a
mouthful.
lot.
Yes. So here's where I've gotten on my knit two at a
Oh.
time pattern.
Oh, nice.
And each color
Wow.
is a separate strand of yarn. So they're going to be all these ends to weave in when I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
that's so pretty, Frank.
Yeah.
Very
and you know, I think I said before that I didn't want to just do stripes of color that were just solid, so I created a pattern that made the colors blend more as you change.
Mhm.
And I'll show you that pattern again. I think I can. Oh, it usually is right here. Now I don't have it. I'll find it later and show it to you. I'm
Okay.
not going to make you wait while I look for it.
Well, and post in the comments too, because I'm sure people who watch the videos would love that.
Yes. Yeah, I can make the StitchFiddle pattern available in the comments. I can share it for the world to see if anybody wants to use it.
That's
But
cool.
it's just
I like that.
gradually adds stitches and spaces them out and
Yeah.
then has 2 rows of just the single color in the middle. So you get a good swatch of just the color you're in, and then it starts changing to the next new color.
That's sweet.
It's very
So how many colors did you use in the total sock? Right?
This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There will be 6 colors in it before
Oh,
it's
that's
over.
so pretty. I like it.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, here are the colors I'm working on now. So the colors are all just really nice. I'm going to changing it to the green next.
Yeah.
It's pretty. It's pretty. And what kind of yarn are you using?
Oh no, you didn't have to
Oh, I
ask.
shouldn't have asked. Okay, forget it. Okay, I didn't ask that.
too much.
Okay.
Put the link for the
How
pattern in
how
chat.
silly of me not to have that with me, but
That's okay. That's okay.
I'll
I
go
put
get
the
it.
link for the pattern in chat.
It's just
And it's
across
only
the room.
$2.49.
What's that?
The pattern is $2.49. I put the link in chat
Oh
for the
yes.
fish lips kiss heel pattern.
So I have a question because I did fish lips kiss heel, but I didn't know if there was a way to increase the amount of room because I have a really long heel to arch measurement.
So what I do, Sumner, is on the two rows before I start the fish lips heel, on the one on the side that I'm going to do the heel on, I increase along that row. I increase 6 or 8 extra stitches along that row.
Okay.
Then do another round. So then on my heel row, I have got more stitches to
You got
get
enough stitches.
get enough stitches, yeah. And then I will do my, instead they say in the pattern to do the heel for a third of the stitches of your
Yeah.
I do mine for almost a half.
Welcome to another 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's so you do almost a half.
Yes, almost a half. And I've added extra stitches
You've
on
added
that.
the extra. I think that would do it because I liked the look of the heel. It was certainly fast. It was very fast, but it was tight.
Mm.
So that works for me. That I would try because that's why I've stuck with the flap heel, the traditional heel flap, because I can really just increase that gusset to fit my short, fat feet.
God.
Okay, so here is the type of yarn it is.
Oh, the marinated.
It's marinated yarns.
Oh, isn't that fun?
It's a 6-pack.
There we go.
Trying to get
Now
it
it's
there.
clear.
There.
Now it's clear.
It's a 6-pack perfection gradient set. So there's 6 small skeins all packaged together. The colors were all chosen for me. So
fun.
it's really nice. A Stone Tavern Trail mixed marinade set. Marinatedyarns.com.
To make a bespoke pair of socks for Mr. Phrancko.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, I'm enjoying doing something besides sweaters. And I'm so happy I can wear it's a cool day today. And so I'm wearing my hoodie.
Oh, yay.
I rarely get to wear it. So it's got
Look at that.
pockets.
Nice.
Love it.
And there's the hood.
Nice.
Hey,
Now-
Lynn,
That turned out really good.
Mhm.
Ooh,
When you made yours, did you make it off of a Phrancko, or did you use your pattern that you published?
Oh, every pattern I publish starts as a Phrancko sweater.
Right, and I know that's a Phrancko,
Generated by the website. So
right,
I
but the
generated,
sizing.
I started with a crew neck sweater pattern from the website and then modified the neckline to do this and then added the hood and the kangaroo pocket. And so the published pattern includes all of the instructions on what the result of doing all that was.
okay. Can I see your armpit?
That's a very personal question.
It's the armpits.
Gotta focus yourself.
Let's see.
Let me see that well-fitted armpit. Yeah. No,
And then
lift
lift it. See how it doesn't pull on the sweater?
right, it
from the
doesn't.
torso?
Oh. And
Yeah,
then it tucks right underneath.
Yeah, it's right
Yeah.
underneath. Yep. See, let me see.
Okay.
If I hold it like this. You can see it's very, very close to my armpit.
and it doesn't pull up the sweater when you raise your arm. That's
Right.
the thing that you don't
Raise
think.
your arm, Frank. Raise your arm.
I did. What do you
Go
mean?
like this.
Oh, okay.
Joey.
I have to get in between to do that. See?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. And it's your sweater, you don't have to pull it down. It doesn't ride up.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
husband's calling me and he's only in the next room, so I'm going to go on mute.
Okay.
That's fun.
So
Yeah,
who
that's
else has
beautiful.
something to
Nice.
show us? Yeah, I love this sweater. It's just so
So-
warm. I can't wear it very often.
I do. So I stopped working on my sweater that with the yoke sweater that I was working on, the Roosmeen for a while, and I started doing the 1898 hat, just the band.
Oh,
I had made 4 of them for my family because we went to Leavenworth, Washington, which is a Bavarian town, last week. And so I gave them out, and my sister goes, "Where's mine?" I'm going, "Oh crap." And
I think they have a yarn store in Leavenworth, don't they?
they do, but it's it's
Well, I know
nothing.
it's not much, but you could have gotten yarn for to do a hat for your sister.
Well, I was actually working on a hat, and it was just the base. And I was working on that for for a while. I didn't work on any knitting at all while we were there for the 4 days. It did not snow except for one day, and we missed it, thank God, because right after we left they had snowstorm. And then I was working on a hat for my daughter's boyfriend, and that just sat there. So I got home, and there was a party we went to for Hanukkah, Tuesday night. No, Thursday night. And it was a gift exchange. I'm going, oh dear, I don't have anything made. I was starting to make this one right here to give away. And I sit down in my chair and I spill my tea all over it.
Oh, God.
Oh, oh no.
So I rinse it out really good, throw it in, in a lingerie bag and throw it in the dryer. It didn't dry. And so I took the one that I kept for myself and gave that away. And in the meantime, while this was trying to dry, I started working on my blanket again.
Oh, yes. Let's have a look.
So I've gotten a few rows done on it.
Ooh,
Oh,
beautiful.
nice.
That was so
Look
cool.
at that.
Unbelievable.
That
Yeah.
is absolutely gorgeous.
That
So
is an
hopefully,
heirloom.
when my granddaughter graduates high school in 5 years, 6 years, something like that,
Eh.
it'll be ready for her.
Yeah. Well, that's an heirloom. That's something.
Yeah.
That is
It will
gorgeous.
be, yes. It's huge.
So yeah, like Christmas and Hanukkah are all on the same schedule.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Someone
So-
said it's every 65 years they get together?
No, not that far apart.
No?
No, because a couple of years ago they had it. They had the Christmaka. And
Oh,
that
all right.
Yeah, yeah.
was
Because it's the fourth
mid-teens.
day of Christmas.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
I don't know, it's a weird being French, you celebrate Epiphany.
Yeah.
So that's
Uh-huh.
that's the gift giving day.
Mhm.
But that's still a ways out now, right? So
And
that's
that's
That's the
January 6th.
yeah, that's January
Yeah.
6th. So like today being the fourth day of Christmas, like I don't know. It's just the thing. I enjoy it.
Mhm.
It
This
just
has
happened
been-
to be the fourth day of Hanukkah this
yeah,
year.
and it's the fourth day
Yeah.
of Hanukkah. So I have an uncle Marvin, God rest his soul, Aunt Dolores, and my cousins are Jewish. So from that side of the family. So I always get the best of both holidays.
Mm.
I loved growing up with those gold chocolates.
Oh, yeah. The Hanukkah gelt.
Yeah. Fun stuff.
So I watched a recent Roxanne Richardson video,
Yeah.
and she was talking about this hat with cables, and I thought I'm going to have to give this a go. So let me just do these 2 stitches. And she said it was the most complicated cable pattern she'd done.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've seen that video.
Bar tack, huh?
You son of a gun making that hat.
Tarback. So this is as far as I've got at the
Oh,
moment.
wow. Look at that.
Is it
Right
fun?
up your alley. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's hard to see yet where the cables are going to start whizzing out from all over the place. But she uses really unusual details on the chart. So this is the chart. I don't know whether you can see.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh. Oh, wow.
Very unusual. So they're not the normal chart symbols. So that
No.
makes you stop you have to keep stopping and thinking, well, what on earth is that symbol? And what on earth is that symbol? And I also managed to finish my shawl. Just get that the right way around.
Oh,
Oh, the lace is
Jenny,
beautiful,
that is
Jenny.
gorgeous.
Wow.
That is so,
Oh,
so
wow.
Yeah. So it blocked out really nicely. So I'm
You're
really
pretty.
pleased.
Mhm.
Oh, my.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. So really pleased with that.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
You can frame that. Put that
You
on the
get,
wall.
you get the award.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
You haven't showed the sweater you're wearing.
Oh, this is one I did a while back.
Right.
This,
I'd never seen the whole thing.
this is the one with all the I don't
Oh,
know.
look at that.
Oh, my.
Oh,
Oh,
my
nice.
God.
Mhm.
That is gorgeous.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ah,
Unbelievable.
yes.
That's
That
So-
is really
something.
nice.
It's cold here tonight, so I've had to put my sweater on because I'm cold.
Yeah. Oh, that looks so cozy.
Yeah.
It is. It's lovely and warm. Yes.
Wow.
That's a
So
breath.
So I'm working on a pattern by Hannah Falkenberg called Vivi Sophistica. And it's kind of a unusual, well, I'll show you what the pattern looks like.
Oh,
And I'm
Oh,
just
wow.
doing
Wow.
it in blue and white.
Hmm.
But the front and back are just the same. I've done the front down to like here, and it's kind of on hold, waiting for the back. And then they'll be joined to kind of work them together. So it's really hard to tell if it's going to fit.
Mm.
So that's kind of what I'm kind of trying to hurry along because I'm out at that point where I'm like looking for other patterns because I'm afraid it's not going to fit and I'm going to rip it out.
Oh,
But maybe it will fit. It'll be fun to put together anyway, because it's sort of like somehow you take the front and the back and knit them together around, like back and forth with these stripes.
oh, wow.
And we'll see if, I mean, look, it all ends up straight. And I know mine won't end up straight. Well, I hope it ends up straight, but I'm not expecting it to. But we won't be showing the picture of what it's supposed to look like to anyone when I'm wearing it, so it'll be fine. Maybe.
Did you stop the front, like right underneath the armpit?
It's kind of a raglan look thing, and I haven't figured out how the sleeves work yet. I just know that somehow in between here and the back, there's going to be some way to pick up the sleeves as well. I have a friend who knit one of her other patterns, and I was talking to Suzanne about it. And basically she said, you know, you just have to just go with what she says and not worry about it ahead of time. So that's what I'm kind of trying to do is, but yeah, you can see the shoulders kind of like at a diagonal too. And I
Yeah.
don't know,
Mm.
it's gonna be, but somehow in between those lines, we'll be adding in the sleeve.
Super interesting.
Yeah, that's what I like interesting construction. That's why I chose it. That's my kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And my other project is I'm working on a swatch for a Phrancko sweater that I have kind of in mind with some kind of cables at the waist to bring it in kind of for some waist shaping.
Hmm.
And then kind of plain at the top. But I haven't submitted my swatch to get the pattern made yet because I haven't swatched the cable, and I want to see kind of how much it really wouldn't matter that much because that'd be just in the bottom of the body and I could just add or subtract as needed. But the swatch is kind of resting, and once it's rested a while, I'll actually take the measurements and see what's going on with it.
And Joellen, what about you? I saw you pick up something just now. Is that something you can show us?
It is, if a train comes by, this one particular driver speeds through the area and it makes the squeals real loud. I'll try and mute myself. What I'm doing is I'm making, this will be 2 socks at a time on Magic Loop, but I'm using the crazy sock lady's way of beginning. And instead of starting both of them on the same set of needles, you do them separately and like getting the rib part done, which is what I'm just about done with. And then you put them together and you have them both on this one set of needles. And so that's what I'll be doing. And that's the color of the toe and heel and rib top, and then the body of the sock will be this color.
Oh, pretty.
Oh, nice. That's a nice color.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's nice.
So I'm anxious to see how that works. I've done 2 at a time before, but I did them from beginning to end, and it is a lot of little ticky going on at the beginning, and this makes it a lot easier and then put them together on one set of needles.
Well, I guess I should add my opinion there. I'm also, as you saw, doing 2 at a time. And I think most of you know I have a special technique for doing magic loop that eliminates the laddering or the tight stitch at the gap.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually my most popular video. I forget how many times it's been viewed, but it's like close to 100,000 views now or something. It's far more popular than any other video I did. And it's a technique I use to eliminate the gap at the to eliminate the problem stitch that falls at the gap when you're doing magic loop. Well, when you do them 2 at a time, you can't use my technique.
No.
And I am getting extremely frustrated with that problem that you have because especially when you're doing color work, when you're doing color work, the stranded color is really hard to adjust. And so the worst is on the inside. Maybe
Right.
it doesn't show as a real bad problem.
Doesn't show. No.
There are some stitches that are just too loose, and there's some stitches that are not enough and hold it together too much. And I'm going to have to do all sorts of fiddling with the tool that
Sumner had.
Sumner had that
Yeah.
to move yarn around that area just to get it so that they're all the same size.
Yeah.
And so I don't think I'll ever do 2 at a time socks again because I want to be able to use my technique that avoids all of that. So
Yeah. And I
thought
use the
just
2 needles
say
at a
that.
time, and I move stitches around all the time.
Yeah, it's the same thing when you use 2 needles. You've
Yeah,
got a
I
gap
can
that you
move
have to
the
knit a stitch
right.
across, and you don't know whether to pull it tight, which makes it too tight, or to leave enough yarn, and then you leave too much yarn, and it becomes a big loop.
Yeah, with 2 needles at a time, I can take the needle that's coming out of use
Oh,
and wrap it around the front,
oh, I see.
hold it
Yeah.
so that that stitch, I never get a ladder,
Oh,
but I can move the stitches easily between the two. I don't know. It's just what I learned when I started making socks.
right.
It's when it's sometimes we do what we know. We're knitters. We do what we like.
Yeah,
No
right.
one's telling me what to knit. I
Exactly.
like Phrancko's. Hi, everybody. I've made a bunch, I have dozens of pairs of socks under my belt. And it just is my method that I really like. But I'm not opposed to learning that fish lips,
Lip.
heel modification that Jenny is talking about. Because boy, that would speed up my sock knitting for quite a bit, I think.
It's certainly a nice heel. I really like it a lot.
Yeah.
Well, you can use that heel also for the toe.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can do that
Yeah.
same thing to
Yeah,
make the toe.
look at that. It looks like a toe. If you
Yeah.
just
Yes.
And it is, and you can have it, you can make socks that
Oh.
use that same one for the toe and for the heel. It's
Yeah.
really quite cool.
Oh, thanks for the suggestion. I'll do that.
My toes are also short and fat. And, well, I match my toes.
Well, I think some of the best knitters of us just have little short sausage toes.
Those are my toes. I've got your toes. I've got your toes.
You said you had little French feet the other time.
I do. Little French feet. Because if you're ever in France, right? And you buy shoes, right?
Okay.
They're wider if they're made in France than most other countries.
Oh.
They are wider shoes. If you go to Italy, they're very thin.
Very narrow.
Really
They're
thin.
very narrow.
Okay.
But that French shoe is a wider shoe.
I wanted to say, add to your laddering situation, something that I read in our book that we liked so well.
Oh, yeah.
And it's called
My favorite book of tips.
Mm-hmm.
On page 140, it talks about fix that first stitch, yarn interrupted, and it tells you how to kind of lift so that you won't ladder that first go into the second needle. And I've been doing that. It's kind of what is my normal movement, and it was just a natural thing, but this kind of confirmed that.
And what page is that on? I'd like to look that up.
It's 140.
140. Thank you. I was just going to ask again. Yeah,
Yeah.
140.
Patty Lyon's book, Knitting Bag of Tricks.
Yep. I got it.
It's a great book.
It is.
I'm speaking quickly because not only do I have a squealing train that goes by, we're also next to the fire department, and they just went. And there must have been 5
Oh, God.
fire department. Oh my God.
Well, we haven't heard any of it, so don't worry about it.
I've muted myself. I figured out how. The other day, I did not figure it out and kept muting the television, but not.
That was funny, yeah.
Best department
Cindy
I
a
ever
big
had.
tickle over that one.
Best department I ever had, right
was
next to the
funny.
fire department at the John Hancock building in downtown Boston. Loud. Oh my
Loud.
goodness. But
Busy.
when I laid down in bed and I looked up the entire building of that John Hancock all the way to the top floor.
Oh.
Really cool apartment. Very loud.
I wouldn't trade it. I really love them, but they do interrupt the meetings. But
Yeah.
it's a busy little spot in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Just saying.
Mhm.
So that's it.
That's it.
Next.
Cindy, I don't think you've told us what you're working on.
I'm finishing up. I'm down to just a little weeny bit of a ball that I'm finishing up this this scarf that I'm doing. So it goes. I can't even show how long it is.
Wow,
There
that's
it is.
wow.
That's nice.
Getting
Look
really-
at that.
See how long it
Lovely.
is.
Getting,
Oh, wow.
getting good. But the lace is really nice. It's that feather and fan.
Yeah.
Is that the
Very,
feather
very
and
simple
fan? Yeah.
pattern. It's feather and fan, very simple pattern, but
Mhm.
I'm really, really pleased with it, and I love the yarn, and so it's been a joy to knit. And when I've made myself a goal that after the first of the year, and actually it will start on the first, I'm committed that I will start back on level 3. I have to finish by
Yay.
then.
We're happy to hear that.
Yes, I got my boot camp 3 mail out.
Hey,
So,
good for you.
Very excited about that. That starts on the 7th.
That will be fun.
And thank you, Cindy, that I actually am doing that. I am getting a lot out of it.
Yeah, there's just a huge amount to learn.
Yeah. And then I'll feel ready to dive into level 1.
You'll do fantastic. You're very precise. You've learned a lot of stuff, and your tension is really good too, Sumner, and you knit fast. You make the rest of us look like slugs. Okay.
As I've
Like
been knitting
slugs.
As I've been knitting this effing baby blanket for a year.
But I think the effing baby blanket has actually been a really good precursor to doing your MHK levels, that you've tried
Yeah.
so many different techniques and learned so many different techniques. That's
Mm,
going to
yeah.
really help you.
And I've made 2 Phrankkos this year. Yeah. Gonna be working on another one soon. I'm gonna definitely, when this goes down, I am so excited that that hoodie is on deck, Frank.
Ooh, I
On
love
deck.
I've
On
been
deck.
counting the months ever
On
since you said
deck.
you were gonna do it.
Oh, this,
11 months, right?
yeah.
1 year and 11.
Oh my good Lord. Right. But I got boot camp levels 1 and 2 under my belt, and my goodness, the too much knitting.
Well, I think it's been about an hour. We started a little late, but now we've run a little bit over. So I guess it's time to say goodbye. And
Okay.
see you all again next week. Thank you all for being here. And it's so wonderful to spend time with you all.
Thank you.
Happy New
Good night,
Year.
everybody. Happy New Year.
Bye-bye. Happy
Yeah.
New Year.
Bye-bye.